All right, YouTube, it's BB Trades. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I will be talking about exhaustion points and where you should mark your exhaustion points and on what time frames specifically do I mark them at and I most use them at. All right, so let's get right into the video. I do not want to waste no time. Let's do it. So let's go to US 30. Let's go to US 30 and let's get right into it. All right. So I'm not gonna clear my charts because, as you can tell, I back test on this one. So, all right, I might clear this. All right, cool. Let's do another chart then. That I could clear. All right, the U.S. dollar, DXY. Boom. So overall, the main key levels, the key daily, the key exhaustion points that I like to mark out and that most help me. First, I want to say there's exhaustion points on every level, and you do mark them at certain levels while you're breaking down your chart, but your main ones are marked. I mark my main ones on daily and the 4 hour. All right, because if my analysis is off the 4 hour, I mark the 4 hour. Of course, there's also hourly exhaustion points. Okay, in the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily. That's where you're mainly gonna mark your exhaustion points. Okay, 1 hour, 4 hour, and the daily. While you're breaking down, dissecting those time frames, right? Of course, you could drop to the 15 minute and 5 minute. And while you're trying to find your entry, you're analyzing it and breaking it down. Yes, you can mark your certain exhaustion points, but your main key level exhaustion points, you're gonna mark them on your daily time frame. You're gonna mark them on your 4 hour time frame. And if you're taking a trade based off your 1 hour time frame, yes, you mark them on your 1 hour, okay? But those don't have to really be marked like completely unless you're analyzing and making a trade that the direction is based off the 1 hour direction, okay? So the difference is when you're looking at the 1 hour and you're gonna take a trade directionally, like based off the 1 hour, you know that your trade is not gonna take that long. It could, but it's mostly for like shorter, you know what I'm saying, trades that are like, day trades. Could be a 1 hour over analysis, but you're getting into a 5 minute scalp, like, but 4 hour analysis for longer, more rewarding trades. And I like to go based off the 4 hour a lot. Me, instead of the 1 hour, I like to use the 2 hour a lot just because it gives me a little bit more and it makes the candles a little bit thicker. So let's get right into it. Um, if you're looking at this video, I want you to leave feedback towards the end of the video. I want you to leave feedback just to see how I could explain myself better, what I'm doing better, and stuff like that. So, okay, so the daily, we look at the daily. I don't think this is a good pair to analyze just because, like, the exhaustion points aren't really doing it for me. All right, so let's go to GJ. Perfect. Go to this exhaustion up to everything. Let me clear all these drawings. Look at all those exhaustions. Look at those. Of course, GJ. All right, let's do it. So on the 1 hour, all right, you don't have to you don't have to look too much over here, okay? You don't have to look all the way over there. Forget about all of this. Your main picture right now is okay. Maybe you do have to look at that a little bit, okay? But overall, what you're looking at is this, okay? Because there's a lot of data just in this. This is the daily. Each candle's a day. So this goes back all the way to last year, August, literally last year, August 6th, 2024. Okay, so you have a year's worth of data just there. Okay, so daily exhaustion points. I like to mark them just so we can know the overall roof. Where these are more important than the 4 hour. These are more important than all of those. Because why? Why is the daily exhaustion zones more important than the 4 hour exhaustion zones? Tell me. Don't you write it down real quick? Why is the daily exhaustion levels more important than the 4 hour exhaustion levels? All right, I'll tell you why. The bigger the time frame, the more stronger the technicals are. The stronger the exhaustions are, okay? The stronger the support, the stronger the resistance. The stronger the support, the stronger the resistance, the stronger the all the levels are, okay? So look at it, and where would you mark the first exhaustion? Look at it. Where would you mark exhaustion levels? Key exhaustion levels. I know there's exhaustion. I know there's exhaustion here. There's exhaustion here. There's exhaustion here. Like there's a lot of exhaustion. There's exhaustion here. Where would you mark your main exhaustion points? Okay, your main exhaustion points. I'm gonna show you where I would mark my main exhaustion points. Okay, so one exhaustion point that I'll mark is at this low right here, and pay attention to how I mark it. Okay, pay attention to how I mark it. All right. From the bottom of the body to the bottom of the wick, okay? Drag it all across. Wow, it wicked it and went the other direction, okay? So that would be one of your exhaustion levels, okay? This would be your daily, okay? You write it down right there. Daily exhaustion. I believe it's with an H. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I could be. Okay, so you know this is your daily exhaustion, all right? Now, where else where would be the other place that I would mark my daily exhaustion, okay? Where's the other place that I'll mark some daily exhaustion? I drag it here just to know that this area was tested, okay? Tested. Only one candle below, bullish, okay? Bullish, bullish, tested. Bearish, bearish. I mean bullish, bullish, broken. Bearish, bearish, broken. Bullish, bearish, tested. Bearish, bullish, tested. All right? Cool. My other exhaustion level would be right here. Right here. Body of this candle, top of this wick, drag it, and look how perfect. Right at the top of this wick. Perfect. Okay? Look at this. So for my daily, I'm not doing too much. That's it. Those are my levels. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be over here like a lot of people. I'm not gonna say anything. Oh, line here, 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 line here. Bro, what are you doing? Fuck out of here. All these lines all the fuck up out of here. You don't know how to trade for real. All right. Now I go to my 4 hour, okay? And your 4 hour, you're gonna have to dissect a little bit, and you don't have to go all the way to where I went on the daily. In the 4 hour, you just need this. Oh shit, yo. Holy shit. Whatever, yo. Fucking stupid ass alarm clock. Alright. On the 4 hour, you don't gotta go too far back. Main picture, where are we? Okay, this is daily. This is a daily. This is a daily exhaustion zone. Okay? So you know what I'll do? Oh, okay, I do random lines and stuff. So if you're looking, random line right here. Let me see. Random line right here. Boom. Yeah, I wouldn't even draw it. I gotta look more into it, okay? Probably draw it like right here. Drag it across. Right here. Drag it across. Okay. Boom. Okay, drag it across. Test, test, test. Boom and break. Alright. So we know that okay, exhaustion zones. Back to where we were at. So the 4 hour exhaustion zones, as you can see, they're a little harder to see. They're a little harder to identify, right? So here, exhaustion, there's exhaustion right here, there's exhaustion right here. Me, since this is the area that we're in, right? I'll draw my 4 hour exhaustion zone right here. Change the color. Okay. Why would I draw here? Bottom of this candle, bottom of this wick, drag it across, fibs out, was in the 38, fibs out, confluence area around over here. Let me change the color. I don't like that color. Confluence area over here. Okay, boom. That's a story for another day. And you know what I mean? It doesn't get more or less what I would look for. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Story for another day. Where else would I draw my exhaustion points? This would be one exhaustion point just because we're on the area, okay? Take this all out if I confuse y'all. Trying to act like I'm like that, but I'm really not. Okay, so second exhaustion area that I'll mark is right here. Drag it across. And look how perfect it touched the other zone, all right? I'm pretty sure if we drag this across, there's, you know, all of this. Look at this. Look at this. We could even do it like this. Exhaustion up here, dragged it across, a lot of confluence right there, okay? This would be my next exhaustion zone, okay? We know this is daily, so this is already an exhaustion zone on the daily, okay? But these are main exhaustion points. As you see, I didn't mark it here, I didn't mark it there. You know what I'm saying? Like main exhaustion areas. And also you have to look at the areas that are tapped. Why is this a main exhaustion area? Why is this a main exhaustion area? Because I dragged it across. Right? And it tapped this whole area. It tapped this area. Like I'm gonna leave it like that because it's supposed to be like that big so it could get all this exhaustion. And then this one, it connected with these over here, like perfect. It tapped it. You get me? So I'll draw them. I would also draw these over here at the bottom. All these little bottom exhaustions areas, I would have had them drawn. You get me? These top exhaustion areas, I would draw these right here. Look, like this is me going through it, so y'all just see how I'm marking it. Okay, this exhaustion, look how perfect it goes. Look how perfect. Look how perfect. Tested. This right here, tested. Okay, this over here, tested. Tested candle. All right, tested candle right here. Okay, more exhaustion zones, and look how it respects it. The exhaustion, the key exhaustion zones are the ones that keep getting tapped, respected, tapped, respected. As you see here, hit this area with exhaustion, rejected. Hit this area, rejected. Hit this area, rejected. Key level, rejected. With the tested candle, like you know, this is another area that I would have marked right here, where there's heavy exhaustion, you know, and the crazy part is like you see it touch here, comes back into here for a higher low, and continues the trend. All right, let's look for more key areas. All right, we're on the 4 hour, and imagine you're drawing these key areas, and they respect it. Okay, more key areas. Okay, more key areas. Okay, let's say boom right here. Okay, you're right here. Okay, let's say you're right here. You don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, where do I mark my key areas? Okay, boom. See this exhaustion, and I could drag it, and boom, look at it. Okay, I would know that that was a key area that was exhausted. So I would expect price to, you know, if it comes back here, I would expect to. Here's probably gonna be another buying opportunity unless structure's setting up weird. But this would be my buy area. Okay, this would be the area that I expect price to go up. Okay. More exhaustion points, more exhaustion points right here. Of course, these areas break, and I'll show you. This right here, look, if I didn't have this marked right here, if I didn't have this marked, if I didn't know where it would go, all right, an exhaustion area that I would draw would be here, and I have a random line here, but I'll also have but I also have a little exhaustion area right there. Could it break it? Yes, it could break it. And the reason why I have that exhaustion level there is because it's a real higher low. You get me? Real higher low at the exhaustion. Now, like, yes, it could break that. It could break exhaustion levels. Okay, just because it's an exhaustion level doesn't mean it can't break it. It could break it. It just means it's gonna be harder to break. Okay, but we know that once this breaks this, it's gonna keep going. Okay, because this is a higher low, and if, when a higher low is broken, it keeps going. Okay, more exhaustion levels. I know you just see what I see on around over here on these exhaustion points. Okay, exhaustion level, perfect, perfect exhaustion right here. And remember, I know this candle's all the way back here, but that doesn't mean you go all the way here. No, bottom of the bottom of the candle, bottom of the wick. Okay, and drag it. Okay, test it right there. Okay. You see, I'm not marking every level, okay? I'm not marking every level. Okay, boom. It's the levels that you see exhaustion touch the most. And you'll get an eye for it eventually. You get me? So this right here. Look at this area and look how it's gonna touch this. It's gonna touch this. And if you keep dragging it, it touches this until it breaks this high, breaks it here, comes here for a higher low, okay? And then it double bottomed when it came again, okay? Boom. So this would be the key area to break, okay? The other areas you'll do with random lines, okay? You'll literally do those areas with random lines. Like you put a random line right here, boom, whatever, you know this is broken, going up, you know what I mean? Boom, going up. All right. Where would I have grabbed right here? What I would have done is, yes, maybe I would have had an exhaustion zone right here, which it wasn't wrong either, just because at the end of the day, wick, bombing body, bottom of the wick, drag across. This is called there's touch, tested, and gapped, I think, right? And this is called gapped. All right, so this gap, this area, meaning it's still kind of approached and tested it, so it's still valid. Okay, remember, a lot of people know things different and trade different. I'm teaching you how I know and how I see the market. Okay, as a profitable trader. So me being profitable, I know something. Okay, so I'm teaching you how to be profitable. Okay, like me. So yeah, this area would have been here, but when it started making all of these areas, I would have already drew this one. All right. So what other areas could we look for? What other areas? What other areas? Okay, boom. We go right here. Remember, exhaustion levels are drawn at key points, key levels, analysis time frames, mainly 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, or daily. Okay, that you're analyzing. Yes, you could draw it on the 5 minute, on the 1 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, but just know those exhaustion points are weaker and don't mean as much as the exhaustion points on the 4 hour or daily. So those exhaustion points on the 15 minute or the 30 minute could get broken because it's going to the daily exhaustion point or the 4 hour exhaustion point. And those are the ones that get respected the most. All right. Where else do you see an area right here? I see an area clearly right here. And remember, you got to, your eyes, your eyes will adapt to this, but everything with time, okay? Boom. Okay. Exhaustion level right here. Drag it all the way across. Perfect. Bottom of the body, bottom of the wick, drag across. Why is this an area of a good area, a key level? Hit here, hit here, hit here, which support, turn support into resistance, turn support into resistance. Started dropping, making lower highs. Okay, see? Here broke. Here broke. Started making higher lows. Okay. Transition phase, transition, structure change. Okay. Where are there more key levels. All right, where are there more key areas? All right, this one would have probably been a zone that I would have drawn. Let's see more areas. Okay, boom. You know, areas like this. Okay, tapped here, and I'll show you why. Cause it taps here, it touches it here, it gaps it here, it taps here, it taps here, finally breaks. Okay, boom, switched. Okay, all right. I'm marking a lot of them, so y'all could just look at how I'm marking them. Okay, look at how I'm marking them, where I'm marking them, and stuff like that. All right. So you see that I'm not filling up my chart, and of course they're looking like this, but as you go, like obviously, like they wouldn't look this sloppy. You know, they wouldn't look like this. Like you low-key start taking out some zones. You'll folk like this zone I would leave. This zone I would leave. Like little zones like that. Like I would leave. You know, like just to see this zone I'll probably take out already since it broke it. This one right here. You get me? Since it broke it and retest this, I probably wouldn't have this. You feel me? But I have this zone over here just for it. This zone right here. I'll probably have it another color. I like this green right here. You see, not a little darker. That green right there doesn't even look green for real. Yeah, right there. Perfect. So I'll start switching the colors around. You know what I mean? Like kind of make it look good, stuff like that. All right, more exhaustion levels, cause mind you, I have a lot of random lines. Like I'll start, I have a lot of random lines, but that's for another day. All right, well not for another day, but like, well yeah, for another day, cause I'll teach y'all the more you go. All right, exhaustion levels. I'll low key have this level right here. Like if this wasn't here, like if we were here, this is definitely like a level that I would have right here, cause it goes one, two, boom, and if even this one wouldn't have been here, okay, I would have still seen that because why? You see from here to here. Yep, higher low. Mark it like that. Boom, higher low, and then I'll. And of course, exhaustion points don't just have to be on a higher low, but I would have drawn that there because I would have my support line on random line, on the higher low, right? And and I would have just had it there, so I would have drugged that down there, and then like coincidentally, like not even coincidentally, like respected that zone. You know what I mean? Perfect. Respected it, respect. You know what I mean? Of course it's gonna respect it. I just drew it. I already knew it was gonna respect it. Like, okay, more exhaustion zones. Right here, I wouldn't draw exhaustion zones. Right here, you know what goes? Okay, boom, random line. Random line, of course it goes there. Boom. This was a perfect area. Like, I'm not even gonna go into it, but this was a perfect area of like this was a liquidity sweep. I don't even use liquidity sweep. I don't even use that. This was just a stop hunt. That's what I say. Stop hunt. Like right here on a bigger time frame. I don't even want to go up right now and stuff like that. It was just probably like a wick, big wick. More exhaustion levels. Okay, boom. Let's go. Let's go now to the 1 hour. Okay, because there's 1 hour exhaust. There's 1 hour levels too, but these mean way less. All right, and I don't really like draw them too much. Okay. So if you see on this area, there's this exhaustion level right here. This is the 1 hour exhaustion. You know what I mean? This is on the 1 hour. This exhaustion level, and it depends on what you were trading off of. Okay, so it depends off if you were trading on 4 hour or the 1 hour. This is the 1 hour exhaustion, like that was the 4 hour exhaustion. Okay, but on the 4 hour, these are all wicks. On the 1 hour, since it's a smaller time frame, it actually shows inside of the what it did of what the body did. Okay, another exhaustion level. Another exhaustion level for me would be right here on the 1 hour. And as you see, it struggles to break, higher low, struggles to break, higher low, takes off. Okay, this was a news event. Okay, okay, more 1 hour levels, more 1 hour levels. Let's see. This would be a 1 hour level for me. Right here, I would have. I would have had to draw this because yeah, it's exhaustion, but I would have also like had a random line right here at the median of it. Okay, 1 hour exhaustion, boom, right here. This should be, remember, this is on the 1 hour. I'm just drawing it over those. I'm just drawing it over those, but because this was the daily one. Okay, you gotta remember, you're gonna get better, but you always gotta remember like this one's on the daily, this one's on the 4 hour, this on the 1 hour, this is on this. That's what makes it so like it's not easy, but with time and with practice, you will be able to do it. Right here, I'll do this and drag it all the way across because I see that it connected here and did this, tested this. Right here, this was a test. That was a tested area plus a higher low, all right? And as you can see, this all did it. And yeah, you could draw an exhaustion zone here. You could draw an exhaustion zone there, but sometimes it's just better to draw the random line, even if it's exhausted, because you start from here, you see? Start right here, test it, boom, and you draw it, okay? So it wasn't like exhaustion and exhaustion. Like it's where it gets exhausted a lot. Right here, right here, you could say like me, I'll draw a random line, but just to show y'all like the important exhaustion levels, I'll do it like this, just so you can see how it taps. You see how, like, look how it tapped this area right here that I was just telling you about. So you would have already had it drawn out anyway because of this previous area, okay? So I want y'all to see also how everything starts making sense. Like when you have stuff drawn, like, oh, this area, oh, it broke this area. Oh, what did it do? It made it previous support turned resistance. You get me? So keep going, keep going. All right. I know you see another one. You would know this is the daily, but to be more specific, you'd be like, okay, boom, this is my 1 hour exhaustion level. You know what I'm saying? That's like if you know what I'm saying, like this wasn't here, like this. You get me? You know that's the exhaustion level, okay? What else? You'll also know like, oh, right here I see this wick, I see this wick. Boom, you could draw a random line there, or you could draw a random line and an exhaustion level, okay? Boom. See? Let's see. See, it's playing with it. It's literally playing with it. Playing with it, playing with it, playing with it, playing with it. Broke, tested. See? See? Broke it, tested it, came back, took off. You drag it. You know? See more areas, more areas, more areas, more areas on the 1 hour, more areas on the 1 hour. Me, not gonna lie, don't would have drawn this area just because, just in case, you know, would have drawn this area just in case if it came back to it, didn't come back to it, that's fine. But I would have drawn that area just in case on the 1 hour. Okay, boom, look at this area right here, 1 hour. Where's the exhaustion area right here? Where would you draw that? Where would you draw that? Okay, of course. You're not gonna grab this whole thing right here, okay? You're not gonna grab that whole thing. That's a real big wick, all right? So what you're gonna do is, you see this wick, all right? You're gonna know that. Okay, boom. Let me start from that wick, which is the bottom of these candles over here, okay? Bottom of the candle to the bottom of the wick. Wow, look at that. Look at this. Support, 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 support. Broke, came back, test it. Boom, boom, boom. Came back to test it. Boom, test it. Boom, boom, test it. Took off. All right. Let's see. Remember, let's do a couple more. I'm doing a lot of examples so y'all can see how I'm marking them. You know? Oh, wow. Look at this area. Perfect area right here. Perfect area right there. And I would know that area. I would mark that area based off this without even knowing, right? Drag it back. Wick. And look, I'll do it for y'all. Wick, 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 wick. All of this. Wick, wick. And like you said, like I just showed y'all, on back, wicks it and rides out. You feel me? Boom. And it's not, and I wouldn't have, I would low key maybe have this area marked, but like this, you know what I mean? Just to like know, like, this is the area, you feel me? Like, this is the higher low area. This is the complete bottom. You know, this was a higher low area too, a lower high, higher low because it was low higher than this low. But this was the higher low area, which would mean it would also be like a support area. You get me? That's why I'll mark this area and have it have more importance in this area. All right. I hope you're getting at least a little tiny bit of knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, boom, this would be a random line. Okay, we're not on random lines yet. Okay, let's keep going. Right now we're in May. You know, okay, look, more exhaustion. Remember, these are 1 hour exhaustion levels, okay? I would try to get it where I know the most things happen. Boom. Bottom of that wick. Perfect. And I just started right there. You know? Boom. Okay, where else would I have my exhaustion? This was straight news areas, but I put my stuff here, okay? Bottom of these wicks where I could grab the most. Just write it out, okay? Okay. More exhaustion levels, more exhaustion. Sorry, I marked this just because, like, I see it and I just want to do it, but I know I'm not even showing you that right now, okay? Now, let's go like to the 50. That was the 1 hour. Let's see the 15 minute if there's any exhaustion areas that I can mark for y'all real quick. See, okay, perfect. There is, okay? Remember, 15-minute means way less than the other time frames, all right? 15-minute exhaustion areas would be like this, and they're not crazy, like it's not nothing crazy, all right? 15-minute exhaustion areas, you use these exhaustion areas for your entries, okay? For your entries, to look if you're accurate with your entries, stuff like that. See? This is an exhaustion area right here. Okay? This is an exhaustion zone, all right? Area is exhausted. What other areas on the 15-minute? Boom. This little area right here, 15-minute. This little area right here. I'll do it where the most candle wicks touch. This little area right here. If you see, okay, this was heavy resistance. It broke. Support here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. This was a higher low too. On a bigger time frame, you would have seen that it was a higher low too. All right. Yeah, I forgot where we were looking at, but I think it was there. Oh no, it was here. But as you can see, it was a higher low too, because that was a 23 right there. That's the 38. Look how it just lines up magically. Like, not a higher low unless it's 38.2 or further, right? Boom. More exhaustion, more exhaustion zones, more exhaustion zones, more exhaustion zones, right? Boom, here, drag it. Wow, it lines up perfect. Keep dragging it back. Oh, wow, it doesn't tap this, but let's see if I would have drawn it here. It would have tapped it, so maybe I should have drawn it to the bottom of this wick so it would have tapped, okay? Like that. More exhaustion zones, more exhaustion zones, more exhaustion zones, and not just exhaustion zones wherever, important ones that are on the 15-minute, which you're only gonna have all these 15-minute exhaustion zones and like current price. You give me current price because we're not worried about 15 minutes a year ago. What happened in the 15-minute a year ago? So exhaust. Look, I don't know what's gonna happen now. I don't know nothing, but exhaustion zone for me would have been drawn right here. Okay, the top of the wick. Let's see what happens. Okay, hopefully it plays out because then I'm gonna look like an idiot. All right. Remember, these areas could get um could get disrespected. But these are where I would mark my exhaustion zones, all right? So let's see what happens. Hits that area, breaks the area, okay? The 15-minute. Broke the area completely. Came back. This is how you know though. It just happened to break it, all right? This is how you know though, all right? Resistance, resistance, resistance. Finally broke with more than one candle. Support, support, gap support. Well, you could draw this whole random line right here, which is support, support, and then went off. So broke, retest, took off. All right. All right. Let's see. See what it does. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. All right. Let's keep going. Okay. Came back. Came back into the zone again and made it a support. Okay. Came back into the thing and made it support. Let's keep going. News comes back. You know what I would do? Right here. Random line. Random line. An exhaustion zone right here. Remember, this 15 minutes. These could break quicker, bro. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see if it respects it. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Okay, right here. Random line. Broke it. Came back. Let's see if it retests this. Came back. The random line. Retested the random line because completely this was a completely tested candle. This was tested because it was doing bearish, doji, bearish, nice bullish candle. Okay. See. Right here would have had this right here drawn. Perfect. So overall, y'all get you get the concept, okay? I'm gonna put this right here, see what it does. So overall, y'all get the concept of exhaustion levels and where it's drawn, and you're only drawing it on the 15 minute to analyze your entry points and stuff like that. Cause if you're drawing just random lines, exhaustion zones all over the 15 minute, then I'm not even gonna lie, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. There's too much info to do any of that. So draw your exhaustion points only at relevant price. Like, don't go back 3 years and mark the exhaustion levels from 3 years. Like, it's the week, around the week, not even for the 15 minute and 30 minute entries. Like, bro, like just mark what's happened in a couple days, your main exhaustion points. For the 4 hour, the 1 hour analysis daily. Yeah, like mark your main levels, but overall, like, and practice, like practice drawing your zones and stuff, and watch it do this. You know what I mean? Like, boom, I have a random line right here. I put a random line right there. Okay, random line right here, so I know like it shouldn't break this area either. Like, oh wow, look at that. Wait, but how it goes into the zones. This was right here. This right here was straight political news. Political, like what? Like for sure. How many? 430 pips in one 30-minute candle. No, in one 30-minute candle, it was 300 pips in 30 minutes. Something major happened that day, okay? So look what it did. I had this random line drawn, right? And here, look what it did on it. Tapped it, kept going. Okay? Tapped the other one, kept going. Like I can't even make this up. Alright, but overall, I don't know how long this video was. I don't know how long this video was, but I know that I cleared a lot of stuff and I showed you a lot of examples, all right? So overall, I hope you understood a little bit of something, and this could have helped you at least 1%, which the drawings and like knowing how to you know, see those levels and stuff. Let's see let's see what my trade's doing. All right. You see, I show y'all like when I'm in a position and stuff like that. Like I showed y'all in like last video that I was in a position. This video, you need my exhaustion levels and stuff like that. Remember, I'm never gonna teach y'all or try to. I might be able to. We'll see. This one was a little iffy, but we'll see. This probably wasn't even supposed to be drawn there. So let me just take it off. And if we draw it here, let me see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we could leave it there, see what it does for now, see if it respects it. But I try to show y'all. I try to show y'all for the most part, like how I would draw the zones, what time frames they're most important on. Like, look how many zones we did. Like, what time frames are important on. Remember, what did I say? What time frames are they most important on? The lower time frames or the higher time frames? Higher time frames. The higher the time frame, the stronger the candle is. The stronger the candle is, the stronger the structure is, the stronger the level is, the stronger the exhaustion point is, the stronger the support is, the stronger everything is. The more information is in the zone, the more information is in the candle, the more information is in that area for you to know, like, okay, like it's probably this, it's probably that, it's probably gonna do this, it's probably gonna do that, okay? So overall, yeah, it's VV trades. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Exhaustion levels are really important to me. Like, I draw these all the time. Like, I can't analyze the chart and not pull out my exhaustion levels, support levels. I mean, yeah, people's support and resistance lines. No, I like to draw exhaustion levels. My exhaustion helps me. I put a random line to make it more on point than the exhaustion. I'll draw a random line in the exhaustion to just like, here's the more on point one, but it low-key has this whole area. Like right here, I would draw it right here from the median all the way down. Okay, and that would be like, okay, like that's my most on point line, you know. But if it breaks it, I know I still have the yellow exhaustion. Okay, so perfect. All right, it's VV Trades. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all got some knowledge from this video. I hope y'all rocking with me. Overall, like, comment, and subscribe, please. It helps me a lot. And there's more videos to come, more information. I really do like giving y'all this info. I really do like helping. This is also to help beginners because I know what it is to want to get into something and not have no free knowledge, no free value out there. And I'm giving y'all free game. This is really free game. This is really good information that I'm giving out that I've paid for with different people, and I've paid and I've wasted money on and wasted a lot of money on, all right, on courses and stuff like that. So overall, please drop a like, comment, subscribe. It's VV Trades, and I was gonna do that thing with the camera where I cover it, but I remembered, so I didn't. But it's VV Trades. I hope y'all rocking with your boy. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out of here.